So we had President Obama campaigning on hope and change. We had this time around with Mr. Trump, his followers saying we want change and we need it. We haven't gotten it so far. So will he be the president, in fact, to bring change to Washington? Ed?
Well, he certainly will bring change from President Obama. President Obama basically ran as kind of a nonpartisan, became very partisan, and particularly used the powers of the presidency through executive orders. I think Trump basically is not as ideological as some might like, but at the end of the day, he's a very pragmatic businessman. He'll have an agenda that'll be worked with the Congress, and I think to a certain extent he'll get a lot done if he basically works closely with them, and I think he will.
Yeah, he's already getting things done even before he's in office, bringing people jobs, bringing companies back here to America. So, Joe, what do you think?
Look, he's absolutely going to be about change. I mean, look, you've got to give him credit for that. This is a guy who literally demolished the establishments in both parties and beat two of the biggest establishment dynasties of both parties, the Bush dynasty and the Clinton dynasty, in terms of their establishment core within the parties. So he did that. The question now is, a lot of those folks, including in his own party, are still in Washington. How does he work with them to get to where he wants to go? I mean, if you look at the Paul Ryan budget versus what he would want to do on spending and things, that's going to be the interesting thing. Is he going to be able to continue to challenge the establishment in his party? And so far it looks like he will be. Mm-hmm. Or did we really kind of like knock out the elites and the wealthy elites in both parties, politician-wise, to kind of get rid of the middlemen?
Yeah, speaking of that and elitists, so I want to have you respond to this. This is what Anthony Scaramucci had to say in terms of misinterpreting things. What elitists misinterpret as uneven principles, entrepreneurs understand as adaptability. Mr. Trump would be the greatest pragmatist and deal maker Washington has ever seen. And Ed, as I just mentioned, he's already making deals. Well,
I think that's the way he comes from a deal-making background. I think he has two great strengths. One, I don't think he had a specific agenda on a lot of things, but he had some grand strategic plans. But the Republican Congress has had a lot of things they want to do, and they'll not be able to do it without the threat of the veto. The critical thing here is he has to make it feel like it's working, and he's got to make the economy work for those people out there in the Michigans, the Ohios, the Pennsylvanias that voted for him, and the Wisconsins. 2 years from now, they have to feel their lives are better. The critical thing here, I think, is that he's not a guy who's driven by ideology. I mean, he's been a Democrat, he's been an independent, and now he's a Republican. And I think to a certain extent, that's kind of where the country is. But what he is, he's a great salesman. And if he gets some things done, he can go out and he can sell it and sell it very well. That's why he's in the Oval Office.